Thank you, Laska Hirlik. I too would like to welcome Minister Costello to the House this afternoon. Minister Hirlik, I fully support this cross-party motion before the House and would impress upon the Minister the importance that we assist in this matter where possible and do as much as we can. It is heartening to see the widespread condemnation of this terrorist act and the involvement of the international community in pressuring and assisting the Nigerian government in securing the release of these children. I would prefer not to lend further recognition to this terrorist organisation by addressing them by name. I think they've received the notoriety that they wish to achieve already. As I understand it, the group reported to be responsible for this crime opposes Western, in inverted commas, education and is vehemently opposed to the education of women and girls. Estimates vary as to the number of young girls that have been abducted. The figure hovers somewhere between 250 and 275 children, with approximately 230 girls still being held captive. These young people were abducted from their boarding school in the middle of the night on the 14th of April for apparently one being female and two for attending school. I think it's well established internationally the importance for all children to receive the opportunity of an education. Many international surveys, reports and institutions recognise that female education and women contributing to the economy is important if countries are to grow in a sustainable way. Out of a population of 168.8 million on the World Bank, you have a situation where a large section of the population is under the age of 18, and this generation is actively being harassed and targeted for attending school by this terrorist organisation. The education of this young generation, and specifically these young women, is important in the pushing forward of gender equality in Nigeria. Education and denying access to education is often used as a tool throughout history and presently to oppress women as well as other sections of society. By standing strong as a Shannon Chamber, a nation, and alongside our international partners, we can demand change and show our support for not only these young girls, but for all young people who are denied equal opportunities and rights. At present, more than 200 girls are being held captive still, and it now appears that their captors will be using them as a means of leverage with the Nigerian government in exchange for their own prisoners. This heartbreaking use of children has awoken the larger international community to the realities that face women, girls and the nation as a whole on a daily basis in Nigeria. I welcome the fact that the Nigerian government has accepted assistance from the United States, Britain, China, France and Israel in their search. I'm greatly disappointed in the immediate response to the issue, but do welcome that action is finally being taken, which I believe has resulted from the international outrage expressed over the last number of weeks. By adding our voice here today, we are joining a wider international movement that condemns not only terrorism, but inequality. We will be sending a message to the young people of Nigeria that we support them and we support their right to access education. I think most importantly we will be making the statement that these young girls still being held captive are important and that they are not forgotten. The international voice I spoke about earlier has already succeeded in sparking action on this matter and raising awareness. I sincerely hope for the safe return of each and every girl to her family and loved ones as soon as possible.